Yo, what is up? And welcome to the inShape podcast, where I give you real fitness that gives you real results. And today I'm going to be talking about diet and exercise, which is arguably the most important part of your fitness journey. Many people have this idea about diet and exercise that I can eat whatever I want, I can just kind of do moderation, and I can work off the rest. And as long as I'm working out and I'm active, I'll be fine. And while for some people this might be true, a lot of people have this mindset and end up losing their diet, losing their exercise, and losing their fitness progress because they realize that's not a sustainable way to diet. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, and I hope you are ready to get into it. While I'm at it, I might as well say that my name is James. I am 25 years old. I have one kid that's currently out of the womb and one kid on the way. I am married to my beautiful wife, Rebecca, and I am also a Christian who loves the Lord. And so if you have a problem with any of those things, feel free to email me or I will discard of your email. No, I'm kidding. If you have any critiques on the things that I'm saying, just let me know and let's have a conversation about it. I want to know what you guys have to say about the things that I am saying. So now you know a little bit more about me. Now you know a little bit more about what this podcast is about. And with that being said, let's get right into it. First off, diet and exercise. Why is diet the most important thing when it comes to your fitness journey? Well, the first thing to note is that diet ultimately projects the path for your fitness results. So what I mean by that is if you eat a bunch of McDonald's and Burger King and Wendy's and you're working out 6 days a week, great workout routine, awesome split, you have super good discipline, never miss a day. I would probably argue 6 days a week is too much because you need a little bit more rest than that to properly actually, stimulate the muscle from a place of being fully healed. But let's just say you're on a really good regimen, right? 6 days a week, you never miss a day, you're super disciplined, but you're eating like crap all the time. Well, you're not going to look near as good as the guy that works out 3 to 4 times a week, eats really clean, doesn't eat a lot of carbs, but still enjoys the things he likes, and is ultimately living a relatively healthy lifestyle, being active, and having a cleaner diet. This is something that a lot of people don't like to hear, and especially the carnivore guys. The carnivore guys love to boast about how they eat an over excess of calories and still lose weight, still stay in the gym, and still maintain, things like that. First off, to the guys who are saying you're losing weight, you're lying, calling you a liar. Now, hey, if you want to hop on the podcast, let's talk about it. I'm not here to defame you, but either you're lying or you're just not tracking properly. And let me say this, there is a difference between weighing food before it's cooked and after it's cooked. The nutrients, the macros, the calories are different. So a lot of these guys are probably weighing their food before they cook it and they're like, hey, check me out. All these calories I ate today, when really the calories are greatly reduced. You weighed that food after you cooked it or before you cooked it, not after. So that's a big thing about this, is that calories in, calories out matters. And this has to do with your diet. So let's address that first. First off, before I address why it matters or what part of it matters, I want to address why it matters, actually. And the reason why calories in, calories out matters is because small steps matter. Small achievable goals that are realistic and that you can hit matter. This is how you set up a good workout program. You want to start with something small that you can achieve, and that will be easy for you to maintain over a long period of time. And over time, you add more and more and more and more and more small achievable goals. And when it comes to working out and volume in the gym, this is what we call progressive overload. But when we're looking at a fitness schedule in general, this is how you also build a fitness schedule. That's how you stay on a schedule, is you add small achievable goals over time and you progressively build out a functional, healthy routine that is sustainable in the long term. You create something that gives you longevity in your fitness journey. And so the best way to do that is by reducing your calories. And for the average person, I would say, hey, look, now this is not me prescribing you advice, just an example. Let's say that off the bat. But for the average person, I would say, hey, look, take 200 calories off your diet. Keep eating exactly what you're eating. If you're eating McDonald's every day, keep eating McDonald's every day. If it's Twinkies with a little bit of veggies, keep eating that. Take off 200 calories a day. Because ultimately what it comes down to is consistent habits. We have habits, and bad habits die hard, right? So the best way to kill them is slowly, okay? Slowly and with small achievable goals. So take 200 calories off your diet per day. Per day. Track it. Track your calories. You might be able to find a free app. You might have to pay for one, or you could get a pen that you already have in your house, a piece of paper, and track it. If you don't have a lot of paper, I will buy you a pen and a paper. Contact me. I'll buy it for you. Let's get started, okay? I'll buy you a pen and a paper. Track down your calories every day to the best of your ability. Look it up on, the menu, fitness and nutrition, or nutrition facts on your wherever you're getting your food from. Look on the food labels and track your calories. Put in an extra 5 minutes per day before or after you're done eating, and just say, okay, I'm going to look up the calorie information on this. 200 calories a day. Take it off. Take off 200 calories a day. Once you can do that for 2 weeks, then we can start changing your diet. Once you start changing your diet and you actually add, let's say, more veggies, less fatty foods, less junk food, but still keeping things in there that you enjoy. A little less carbs, but still maintaining carbs. We don't need to go on keto or carnivore. Still having things in there you like. Eat your burgers, eat your fries, but maybe let's, replace some of those every couple of days with some veggies and some fruits. When you go to grab a bag of chips, let's add some strawberries in there instead, or replace it with some strawberries and some honey. Really good, delicious, satiating snack that'll hold you over till your dinner, right? Not the whole carton of strawberries, but, grab a handful. Sometimes they can be big, sometimes they're small, but 4 or 5 strawberries, say. If they're really small, grab like 6, 7, maybe 8. Pour some honey on it. Maybe if you've had some overnight oats, throw some of those in there. Some soggy oats, throw some of those in there. Give it a little bit of texture if you want. A little bit of Greek yogurt, mix it up. Give yourself a little bit of a homemade yogurt. Delicious, super healthy, satiating snack to hold you over. Do stuff like that, okay? Small, achievable goals. Now, why does this matter? Because, as mentioned earlier, calories in, calories out is ultimately what's going to help you lose weight. Then, once you get calories in, calories out down, again, we're talking about starting off small, taking off 200 calories per day, only 200 calories. That's really not hard, really achievable. Okay. Then you start replacing some of the things you're eating with better, more healthier foods. So you're going to start seeing the weight loss, the fat loss, because of less calories. And then you start feeling better because you're replacing some of the food you're eating with much better foods. Right? You're eating foods that are less fatty and higher in proteins, higher in fiber, excuse me, higher in micronutrients, getting you all the real essential things that you need to stay healthy, to stay clear-minded and focused, to not feel groggy, things that'll actually give you energy and you won't feel guilty about either. This is how you change your diet and lose weight at a reasonable and sustainable pace, right? It's kind of like running. What do they tell you when you start running? What does your trainer or your coach tell you, or whoever it is, right? He says, keep a steady pace. A lot of the time, when you're learning to run faster and faster. And I'm no track master, right? But excuse me, I never took track in school or anything. But when we did run, I was in wrestling. My coach always told us, keep a steady pace. Keep a steady pace. And then he'd want us to go distance and to get faster every time and get better. What would he say, though? He would say, keep a steady pace, right? Why? Because if you're trying to run as fast and as hard as you can every time, you're going to gas out and you're going to hate running. You're not going to like it. And eventually, you're going to give up because every time you think about running, you're thinking, oh, I have to gas myself out again. Don't do that. Don't do that with your diet. Don't gas yourself out to the point that you're thinking, oh my gosh, I have to eat barely anything. I'm going to be starving. I'm not going to eat any satiating food next time I eat. And it's not going to taste good or feel good. There's no good texture. There's no good taste. I'm going to hate this. Don't do that. Small, achievable goals. Now, once you've reduced calories and you start changing what you're eating, you're going to see noticeably different results in your energy levels and your ability to produce force in the gym and your willingness and your drive and motivation to go to the gym, because you're going to go to work out and you're going to come home and be like, I'm about to eat food that's fueling me. I'm not about to eat this fatty Big Mac meal with a large Coke and a large fry and 10 packets of ketchup. You're not going to want to do that because you're going to go, wait a minute, I want to eat something that's fueling my gains. It's going to help me grow muscle and fuel me efficiently. So they go hand in hand. And you will see noticeably different results than the person that's doing what I just said. That's going to the gym 6 days a week, but they come home and they eat McDonald's because they say, I can work it off, I can handle it. These things matter. And so, right, talking about a little bit, touching on what I was mentioning at the beginning of this episode, right? The reason why this matters is because there's a mindset that says, I can just work it off. I don't know if you know how many calories it takes to work off 1 pound of fat. Or I'm sorry, I don't know if you know how much exercise, it takes to burn off 1 pound of fat. But it is a lot. As a matter of fact, I can get the exact numbers for you right now. Pulling it up. So in order to burn 1 pound of fat, you need to burn, or I'm sorry, in order to lose 1 pound of fat, you need to burn approximately 3,500 calories. Now, I don't know if you go on the treadmills at the gym ever, which is great. Y'all should be doing cardio. I need to do more cardio. But have you ever tracked your calories on one of those things? Because it like shows you approximately how much calories you're burning according to how long you've been running and the speed you've been running at and the incline that you've been running, so forth and so on. It tracks your heart rate. Usually after like a mile and a half, you've burned like 110 calories. Not a lot. That's another thing. People are like, "Oh, well, I can just run it off. Maybe I'll just add some cardio, right? Because cardio works off calories really well." No, it doesn't burn off calories. And here's another thing for the people that are like, "Oh, well, I want to like spot burn. I want to burn off this fat that's at the bottom of my belly. I want to get rid of these love handles and this little, like some people call it like the spare tire that goes around the bottom." And I'm not making fun of anybody. That's just what it is, right? You can't spot burn that. You have to burn calories until your body decides to start attacking that area. And the way you do that is by consistently burning calories and losing fat. And over time, eventually it'll burn it. And you can't try and burn, like you're not going to do sit-ups and burn the fat in that area because it's like getting hot or something, you know? You're not going to burn off fat in your thighs because you're doing squats. You can't spot burn fat. You just cannot spot burn fat. It doesn't work that way. Cannot spot burn fat. So if you think you're going to work off your calories by going to the gym, oh, I can eat an extra, I can eat 4,500 calories today and just pick out because I can work it off. No, you can't. And neither can I. Nobody can unless you are a superhuman God. And, well, as y'all know, I mentioned earlier, I'm a Christian. There's only one, and his name is Jesus Christ. And I don't even think he would do that if he could, because that would be abusing his power. Nevertheless, you won't be able to work off those calories. So why am I saying this? What's the point? Like, why should you feel hopeless at this point? No. This is why I want to emphasize diet in this episode, because one of the best ways to help you lose weight is by eating less calories. And an easy, quick way to do that is by just simply dropping your calorie intake by 200. You don't even have to change what you're eating right away. Just to drop the intake by 200. That's it. Start with that. And in 2 weeks, you will not only feel noticeably different, but I guarantee you, if consistently you are at least eating in a 200 calorie deficit, you will start to see some results. You will. Now, of course, significant results you don't start seeing after like 30 days and stuff like that. And even then it can be kind of, depending on how consistent and disciplined you've been and how hard you work and how good you're eating, you might not even see that great results, or you could see great results after 30 days. But You will see some results in 2 weeks if you're eating in a calorie deficit of at least 200 every single day for 14 days straight. And I know people are like, that's crazy. Is that even sustainable? 14 days straight? Well, yeah, actually. Because do you know what 200 calorie, how much 200 calories is? That's like a serving size of potato chips. That's like a handful of potato chips. It's like one Red Bull, almost. Not entirely. One Red Bull, I think, is like 150. It's between like 140, 160 calories, or maybe it's 110. I can't remember exactly, but it's not quite 200. But it's like literally cut out the Red Bull, cut out one can of Red Bull, and a handful of potato chips. You know, um, cut out like one portion of something from your day. That's literally all it takes. Is cutting out like a single snack from your day, unless your snack is already like a handful of broccoli with a tiny bit of ranch. Like you might need to cut out a little more. But other than that, like in general, literally cut out one snack a day. That's all it takes. You're like, wow, that's 200 calories. Yeah, most of the time, a snack for the average person is like between 2 and 350 calories, or sometimes like 450. Um, and hey, shameless plug here. If you want to start working with me, I can definitely help you to get to the point where your meals are 450 to 500 calories per day. And I can show you fast food restaurants you can eat at and keep that calorie deficit while also not eating the worst foods at these fast food restaurants as well. I also have a PDF where I have a lot of at least 4 restaurants listed where you can get a meal that is below 600 calories. I think the highest one on there is maybe like mid to high 500s. I can't remember exactly right now. And the foods that you get from there are actually well-rounded in macronutrients, and you're getting your major food groups in as well. So it's not just here's a bunch of crappy food with low calories. It's you're actually getting essential nutrients, non-essential nutrients, and good things for you. Good things for you. People are like, you don't need non-essential nutrients. That's why they're called non-essential. But it's like you can still eat it. It's still good for you. So if you want that PDF, let me know. But this is a quick one. I just wanted to touch on really quickly why diet is arguably the most important part of your fitness journey, because it ultimately determines where you will be at in light of your weight loss, weight gain, maintenance, or muscle growth. And if you want to know more, hit me up. Let's talk and let's get you on a fitness plan. This has been the inShape podcast. This is the first episode. It's just me. I'm sure in the future we will have more guests on and we will have more grandiose things to talk about. But even then, a lot of times the boring small things are very important to talk about as well. And in this case, this is one of them. If you want more, make sure to hit me up and invest in my courses so that we can get you to your fitness goals. This has been inShape Fitness Podcast with real fitness and real results. My name is James Sherman, and I will see you in the next one.